Going to the grocery store right now is a poop sandwich without the bread. Everything is so ridiculously expensive right now, and if you're trying to stockpile food on top of just trying to get by, then things become even worse. So, getting your money's worth out of the food that you buy is even more important than it's ever been. So, today we're going to go over 15 survival foods that last forever or pretty darn close to it. We'll cover how long they last, how to store them the right way, and then also ways that you could use them. First up, we're going to talk about the foods that actually do have a literal forever shelf life, starting with sugar. As we all know, sugar's used as a basic ingredient in a ton of different things, and then you can also use it to sweeten things like tea and even foods like rice. And to store it, you just stick it in a Mylar bag and then seal it up. You don't want to add an oxygen absorber to it, because if you do, then it's just gonna basically turn into a food brick, and it's going to be a huge pain in the rear to use. Now, there are some other foods that have such a high sugar content that they behave pretty much the same way that sugar does when you store it long term. You have Jello powder, which in addition to being used to make Jello, can also be used to help flavor different things. And then you have sports drink mixes like Gatorade. You stick both of those in a Mylar, don't stick an oxygen absorber in, and they should last for a very long time as well. Then another food that lasts forever is salt, and that's really because it's just a rock. And most people, when they stockpile salt, they'll do like table salt, like iodized salt, and that's fine. You just have to realize that the iodine will start to degrade after around 5 years or so, so it'll turn like this weird yellow color, but the salt will still be safe to use. But if you're going to be preserving large quantities of meat or thicker cuts of meat, then you're going to want to get some curing salt for that. And you store this the same way that you do sugar. Stick it in Mylar. Don't put an oxygen absorber in there, so that way you don't have to deal with the food brick nonsense. Next up, we have honey, which is an excellent natural sweetener that's a whole lot healthier than white granulated sugar. And for this, you just keep it in its original container and then put that in a nice, cool, dark, dry place, and you shouldn't have anything to worry about. Now, when buying honey, you want to get raw and unfiltered honey. That stuff has the most beneficial enzymes, has the longest shelf life. The pasteurized stuff, it's not quite as good. And another good thing about honey is, especially if you get the raw and unfiltered kind, is that it does have some medicinal uses as well. The most common of which is going to be mixing it in with some green tea if you have a sore throat and then drinking it. But if, say, you run out of antibiotic ointment, you have like a small cut or scrape, you can put some honey on there, cover it with a bandage, and it should help protect that wound and help it heal a little bit faster. But once again, that's a last resort thing if you don't have anything else. Next up, we have pure vanilla extract, and if you want it to last forever, it does have to be pure vanilla extract. The reason why it lasts so long is because it has a very high alcohol content, and this is used for, baking, sauces, glazes, and you store it pretty much the same way that you would honey. Keep it in its original container and then put that container in a cool, dark, dry place. That way, no temperature fluctuations or light exposure will cause the food to degrade inside of that container. Then another food item that'll last forever is white vinegar. This, of course, is used to make salad dressing, sauces, marinades, stuff like that, and you can also use it as a buttermilk substitute. You basically take like a tablespoon of white vinegar, mix it with a cup of milk, and you have something resembling buttermilk. Then vinegar, in addition to being a food item, is also a very valuable household cleaner. It's so acidic that it'll wipe out most microbes, and since it'll last forever, it's going to be a whole lot more viable long term than something like disinfecting bleach will. Bleach will only last for 6 months, so vinegar is a big upgrade over that. Next up, we have cornstarch, which can be used as a thickening agent for soups, sauces, gravies, and pie fillings. And you can also use it to create a light, thin crust on meats like chicken and fish. If you have somebody in your family that has really severe egg allergies, you can also mix it with a little bit of water to create an egg substitute. So that's very useful to know. And to store cornstarch, all you need to do, put it in a Mylar bag, put an oxygen absorber in there, and then seal it up, and it should last basically forever. Then after that is corn syrup, which of course isn't the healthiest thing in the world, but it is useful for baking and making glazes, and you store that pretty much the same way that you would any of the other liquids on this list. keep it in its original container, keep it sealed, and then stick that bottle in a nice, cool, dark, dry place. Next up, we have pure maple syrup, and this is similar to honey in that it lasts forever because it has such a high sugar content. This, of course, can be used as a wonderful topping on things like waffles and pancakes, and can make a very lovely glaze on certain types of meat. Mmm. Bacon and maple syrup. Oh my lands, I'm about to go into a food coma thinking about it. But really, you store this the same way that you would any of the other liquids on this list. Next up, we have foods that, while they don't last literally forever, they do last for at least 2, maybe 3 decades. And first up, we have rice. And for this, you want to get something like white rice, jasmine, basmati. Don't get brown rice because there's such a high oil content in there that it will go bad after around like 5 years or so. This, of course, is a prepper staple. I mean, you never hear a prepper food video that doesn't mention rice. And what's nice about it is that it is a very good blank slate. You can use it with almost any seasoning that you can think of, and you can also use it in a lot of different entrees. And to store rice, all you do, Mylar bag, oxygen absorbers, seal it up, and it should last for around 20 or 30 years. Then the next prepper staple is dry beans, and the good thing about these is that when you combine them with rice, then you get a full protein, which is something that your body definitely needs. And for beans, most people are going to stockpile pinto beans just because those are the easiest to find in the really big honking bags, but don't forget other types too. Things like black beans, kidney beans, those can help you have a lot more variety in your diet, and you can cook a lot more different meals with them. And to store these, same thing as with rice, just Mylar bag, oxygen absorbers, seal it up, and those should last for at least maybe 20-25 years. Now, one caveat to this is that the vitamins in them will start to degrade after around 2 or 3 years, so while they're safe to eat indefinitely and your body will probably get at least something out of them, if possible, you do want to rotate through them. This next one is one that a lot of people don't know about, and it is popcorn. Popcorn actually has a lower moisture content than other varieties of corn, which makes it more suitable for long-term storage. And in addition to popping popcorn, you can also grind it into stuff like cornmeal if you want to. Store this the same way that you would rice and beans, Mylar bag, oxygen absorber, good for around 25, maybe 30 years. Although if you are going to be using it for popping, that's best done by around 2 years, although a lot of them will still pop, it just won't be as consistent. Next up is whole wheat berries, and you can use these a couple of different ways. First off, you can soak them in water and then eat them like that, but what most people will do is they'll take those and then grind them into flour. Of course, if you're going to do that, then you're going to need some sort of manual grain mill, but the good thing about having wheat berries and then grinding them into flour is that they have a significantly longer shelf life than like white flour that you could just buy at the store. Stick them in Mylar bags with an oxygen absorber and they can last for 25 years or more. Next up, we have probably the most important survival food out there, and that is instant coffee. Even though it doesn't taste nearly as good as fresh roasted coffee does, it's still an excellent morale booster. It's a good source of caffeine, and if things are bad for a while, then it's going to be a great barter item. Like the other foods on here, put it in Mylar bags, add an oxygen absorber, and it should be good for 20 years or more. Then after that, we have dried pasta, and this is an excellent way to get the grains that your body needs. Like rice, it can be used a ton of different ways in a ton of different dishes. And one thing I really like dried pasta for is if you have somebody in your family with gluten sensitivities, like my wife does. While I can't go out and store a bunch of flour and wheat berries, I can go out and get a lot of gluten-free pasta. So if you have somebody in your family with some condition like that, then gluten-free pasta is an excellent option. Put those in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, and they should last for around 20 or 30 years. One caveat to storing pasta, though, is you want to be careful of the varieties that you store. Macaroni, like elbow noodles, are probably the best because things like penne noodles that have like pokey ends, they can puncture Mylar bags, especially if your oxygen absorber that you have in there kind of like shrinks the bag. So that's just something to think about. Next up, we have powdered milk, which can be used as an ingredient in a larger dish or just mixed up and drank by itself. put it in a Mylar bag with an oxygen absorber, and it should last for 25 years or more. Then finally, of course, we have prepackaged freeze-dried meals. While I don't recommend these being the backbone of your prepper food storage just because they're so stinking expensive, they are good for limited use, like as morale boosters or to keep in something like your bug out bag. But now that we talked about the foods that you should be stockpiling for long-term survival, if you want to see some foods that aren't really ideal for that so you can avoid them, then click here. Or if you want to see how to set up a full prepper water plan so you'll actually have water to cook things like your beans, rice, and other things, then click here. Thank y'all for stopping by. Y'all have a good one.